what's happening? Well, it's Saturday, on our way to another wedding today, and the venue is going to look very familiar because we're headed back to the Eglin Officers Club on board Eglin Air Force Base. And I've done plenty of weddings there so far. I think this is either my 4th or 5th wedding that I've done there so far this year. I'm not really sure. I've kind of lost count, but I do have the gig logs from the other weddings posted right here on YouTube. So it's going to be very similar to the last few weddings I've done there. As a matter of fact, the very last wedding that I did there back on May 2nd, the bride today is actually a good friend of the bride who got married then, and she was at the wedding, so we got to talk a little bit. And this bride actually booked me first, and then she recommended me to her friend back on May 2nd, and that's kind of how that happened. I understand that they got plenty of other friends who are getting married too, so, you know, word of mouth is always a good thing whenever you're in this business. So anyway, we're on our way down there. It's about 2:25 in the afternoon. We're going to get there in plenty of time. The ceremony begins at 5 o'clock. I am doing the music for the ceremony this afternoon. And we'll be doing that about 5 o'clock, and then the reception will be following immediately after. And I'm expecting the reception probably to go no later than 11 o'clock tonight. That's what I'm predicting anyway. Last time we had a problem with the Officers Club because the bride and groom actually wanted me to stay till about 1:30 in the morning, and that's really about the time that they had me contracted until. But unfortunately, the Officers Club said you had to be out there by midnight. Well, they didn't know that, and I didn't know that either, so we ended up getting out there by, I think we ended up shutting the music down about 12:15. But anyway, we're going to be shutting the music off no later than 11 o'clock tonight so that I can be packed up and on out of there by midnight. So that'll be good, and it'll be about an hour's drive back home. So anyway, this is Interstate 10 right now, just a typical interstate that runs across Northwest Florida. Not really much to see except for some nice grass and some trees over here on the side, and a guy driving the boat on the back of his truck up ahead of me. So anyway, we'll talk to you there. Alright, you're not watching a rerun of an old gig log. Today is July the 11th, 2009, and we're back out here at the Eglin Officers Club. And I'm going to show you my setup. It's very similar to what I normally do. Right there. And I've decided to do something different tonight as far as the uplighting. Last time I've been here, I had just one par can on each side. Well, I decided to use 4 this time. I got 2 over here and 2 over here on the other side. I've got the lights up there. I got to go through straighten that first light up there. But yeah, this is going to be my setup this evening. And ceremony is going to be a little bit different. The last couple of weddings that we did, the ceremony was out there, but this time they're going to have it angled over here. And I've got one speaker out there, and that speaker sounds great from where it's going to be. And she's going to have the girl is going to be singing right here. She's got her own amp and everything, so I'm going to be just playing the accompanying music. So that should be good. But anyway, we'll be getting things started here in just a little bit, and we'll talk to you soon. Alright, it's about 6:25, just got the ceremony finished up just a second ago. Didn't really film a whole lot there because I had to sit there and concentrate on the music and things. So I'm standing in the middle of the dance floor right now. Let me show you my setup. Very similar to what I've done when I've been here before. Now the uplighting, I changed it a little bit from the last time I talked to you. I decided to make the lights green because look at the colors. Green, I figured that would match pretty good once it gets dark. So anyway, you know, just a basic setup, still in the same spot. Now they've moved the dance floor a little bit further this direction toward that head table there. Normally the dance floor is back over that way, but it's over here. So we're going to take a look at the cakes real quick. They're getting their pictures made out there. It is hot today. It's about 98 degrees outside, I think. But here's the wedding cake. Very nice. As you can tell, I do a lot of weddings where they're FSU fans, Florida State University. Here's the groom's cake. Pretty nice. And she wanted a beach theme wedding, so you can see the umbrellas there and how it looks. We're playing some Bob Marley right now. Now, there's not anybody in here right now because just like the last wedding I did here, they're back over there in the bar area. Now, when that wall, it's going to come down, the food's back there, and you know, they'll be opening that up a little bit, and I'll be moving that speaker back a little bit, but you know, everybody's in there having hors d'oeuvres right now. So that's what we got right now. We'll be coming to you in a little bit and be reporting throughout the evening. Alright, it's almost 8 o'clock and doing dinner right now. We should be getting it concluded here in a little bit, moving on to some toast and some things like that. So I'm really not recording myself doing any emceeing tonight just because the speakers are spread far apart. If I tried to do that, you probably wouldn't be able to hear me anyway. So we'll save my emceeing skills until the next wedding, which will be coming up real soon. It'll be out on the beach, so we'll do some recording then. But in the meantime, I just want to shine the camera around this room, check it out. that. That's it. It's over. It's about almost 12:40 in the morning, 20 minutes to 1 o'clock, and the reception actually got over a little bit before 11, and I broke down about, I guess I got out of there about 12:15 or so, just got done with that, so I've been on the road for almost about 25 minutes or so. But anyway, just a quick wrap for you. That wedding went really good. Now this reception was kind of one that just kind of fizzled out there toward the end. You know what I'm talking about? You've probably done something like that where they just kind of fizzle out and don't really have a real formal ending or anything like that. Well, that's kind of the way this one went. I mean, we got to be in about 2.5, 3 hours of dancing, and everybody seemed to have a good time. The bride and groom were real happy. Both of the bride came up and hugged me, told me that it was just picture perfect with the ceremony and everything. So, you know, you got to feel good when things like that happen. Now I want to give you a quick update. As you know, I talked briefly in the beginning of this gig log on how I've done several weddings at that particular venue so far this year. I think this is my 4th or 5th one. I can't remember which. I mean, I've lost count on that. But back on May 2nd, I had done a wedding for a bride and groom who was friends with this bride and groom tonight. And as a matter of fact, that same bride and groom were there tonight as guests, so it was good to see them again. Now, if you remember back on May 2nd, at the end of that gig log, I was telling you about how that particular bride and groom had their money stolen. You know, they had a hat out at the gift table for people to make monetary gifts to them, you know, instead of buying them a gift and things like that. Well, what ended up happening is somebody ended up stealing that money. And remember, I told you then I was hoping that maybe it was a big mistake, and I was hoping that maybe a relative had gotten the money and you know, kept it for them or something like that. Well, I saw the bride and groom tonight, and I asked them if they had ever recovered their money, and they said no. They said that you know, that the Officers Club did a full-scale investigation, but nothing really ever came of it. So unfortunately, they didn't. They never got their money back. And the groom tonight said that he hoped that whoever had that had their money, you know, needed it more than they did. So anyway, it was a very unfortunate thing for that wedding, but it was good to see that bride and groom again. So anyway, that's it for now. Until next time, practice and enjoy.